fucking shit! This downpour's a bastard, it is.
Sure wasn't lavender they kept in there. Might be worth looking around, though. Clothing. They change in here? 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 A bracelet. One of them must have dropped it. Horseshoe. No way a pitch burner could afford a horse. Both were here. I'm going the right way. Wants to show me something more.
Yeah, it's pretty tight actually, Matt.
Pretty sick, you're like pretty brutal. Stab the dude through the face and then like pull the sword out and cut his fucking head off. Yeah, exactly.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm just wearing like a half day.
That ever looks super good. Yeah, I was gonna say I like how you kind of edited to it. The Vick.
Yeah, I put in so many glitches, dude. They're like, most of the glitch things, because it would just be all like Tim and Eric, like, yeah, I like that shit. I thought it was fun, but probably a little too much. But it was just
It's better to go over something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely putting that in my reel. Gonna be like, yo, look at this sweet guitar shot that my buddy Jason did.
No, he went to something Saturday. Yeah. That or something. Yeah, this dude, like, it's like, yeah, it's this guy's, dead fetus baby that he, like, buried and no, it's but no, it's pretty funny because, like, guys who
Necrophage has had a field day. Still worth a closer look.
yeah, the audio.
Damn.
I have it on the hardest difficulty. Trying to get Spencer.
Oh shit, bro. You twitching right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to get my friend to watch. He's been watching me play.
Gotta PewDiePie it, man.
Yeah.
Gotta pew pew.
Bruh. Well, yeah, what are y'all getting into today?
I'm gonna return all this shit so I don't have to do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then, I think we're gonna, me and Natalie are gonna Houston, and our friend has his apartment right next to where they do the fireworks in Houston. So probably go there, hang out, and then I'm gonna stay there like an extra day or two, and just chill.
Yeah.
Fucking work it.
I feel bad, bro. I feel like I did like 90 hours last week. Where I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I had to fucking finish this music video this week that's like, I don't know. I might need to hit you up and see if you have any like VX dude that would be willing to work quickly and on the cheap.
Yeah.
On the Johnny Greenwald style.
Yeah.
Cause I have like about like a week and a half to get this thing out. And I'm almost at picture lock, and once I'm there, I just need somebody that's better and quicker at After Effects than I am.
There's a dude that just moved in town that could probably.
Here, Lee.
Say you're muttering.
If it don't stop raining, my arse will rot off.
This downpour's a bastard, it is.
Giddy up. Faster.
You.
Sure wasn't lavender they kept in there. Might be worth looking around, though. A bracelet. One of them must have dropped it. Clothing. They change in here? Horseshoe. No way a pitch burner could afford a horse. Both were here. I'm going the right way. Wants to show me something more.
Really well, where you're just like, why are you doing that? But he has a logical reasoning for it.
I should.
Come on. Necrophages had a field day. Still need a closer look. Should examine that horse carcass. Show me what you got.
There's some like I was at RTX, so there was some shit that I was like, where is that? Like that, because we couldn't find it on Space like the week before, and then they asked Allison to make a bunch of shit. She's like, no, all my fucking guys are busy.
Yeah.
You wait until 2 days before RTX fucking asked me to make some shit. Like, no.
Well, there was like there was like the titles I put at the front, but then there was also another one that was just like it said like RTX and then like 2016 like comes out of the thing. It's like gray slate background.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
It's fine. It's whatever.
It's
just
cool.
Like, it's a recap video, and then they just use all that shit for marketing, you know?
Yeah. Last year they had like the fucking like dope like TV.
Yeah. No, they had that. I saw that there. I just don't know where the fuck it was.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, whatever. I mean, there seems to be a slight lack of organization there.
Yeah.
But I was like, I could totally see where I was like, I
Well,
see what Dan's talking about.
Yeah.
Where it's just like a sentence of notes.
More epic.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, like I gave you like
But
time to
here, lead.
What did I do to deserve you? No!
One poor's a bastard, it is.
If it don't stop raining, my arse will rot off.
Ugly bastard. Sure wasn't lavender they kept in there. Might be worth looking around, though. A bracelet. One of them must have dropped it. Clothing. They change in here? Horseshoe. No way a pitch burner could afford a horse. Both were here. I'm going the right way. Wants to show me something more. Damn, you're ugly. Necrophages had a field day. Still worth a closer look.
It's more, you know, when Allison's there and shit to like actually do her job, to like coordinate, like hound people.
I like Dan a lot, man. Like Dan's tight.
Dan's having fun there. I mean, everyone's having fun. It's just like they're a lot of shit to do, and it's like
it just seems like a fucking madhouse most of the time.
It's just lots. It's also lots of dudes that are just so used to doing everything themselves, and now there's an editorial team.
Yeah.
So now they're just like, I need fucking something by Tuesday. And it's like, well, someone's gonna have to stay like forever to get that done. They're like, well, I used to do it back in the day. It's like, motherfucker, you're an idiot. Yeah. You don't have to stay here a million hours all the time. Like,
right. You just do your podcast and your little show, and then you're done. Yeah. I mean, expectations are one thing, but as long as you make them realistic expectations or tell people like that's unrealistic.
I mean, the thing is,
that's an impossible thing for a human being to do in a day. Like, have you sat in front of a computer for 16 hours before? Sucks. It sucks dick. Like, my max is like 10 to 12, and I'm like, I gotta get the fuck away from this thing. And just like go. Like, the most I've done in a day was 20 hours, and it was like I felt like my eyes were bleeding and shit. I was just like.
There's nothing smart that can come out of your, you know, mind after that, you know.
No, I mean, I was so like by the end of it, I was just like super blazed, and like I started drinking heavily. Like hour 15, I was just like, I gotta fucking get drunk, dude. I hate this, but I have to finish.
Should examine that horse carcass. What do we have here? Bones have been here a while. Chewed on the saddle. Necrophages will eat anything these days. Giant claws. Wasn't a necrophage made these marks. Horseshoes missing. Is this the animal that lost one in the smokehouse? Head torn clear off. Takes incredible strength. Must have been attacked by a powerful beast. Surprised him. Hope they got away. Trail goes on. Good thing it doesn't end here. Looks like rain. A fisherman's hut. Seems she wants me to take a closer look.
Who's that? The room. Go on now.
What you seek here, sir? Our hut's out of the way. Woeful. We has nothing. We knows nothing.
Just need information. Looking for 2 women. The Bloody Baron's wife and daughter.
Not a soul have been here, sir.
Sure? Not even passing through? Daughter's medium height, about 20. Her mother's thin, about 40. Seen them?
That sir came at night, right, Mummy? Quiet, boy.
Where'd the girl go? Your son said enough. No point in playing dumb anymore.
Sorry, sir, but you don't look like one of our father's men.
Because I'm not. I'm looking for Tamara and her mother. I need to know if they're alive and safe.
Tamara is, hi. She's to my brother's place in Oxenford. But Mrs. Anna, that's another tale. Though anywhere's better than the Crow's Perch with a baron.
Why?
'Cause he beat her, sir. Beat Mrs. Anna, I means. Everyone knew, but not a one lifted a finger for to stop it.
What happened to Tamara's mother?
'Twere like this. I was awaiting in the old smokehouse with horses. Cold as hell and so dark, couldn't see past 2 ells in front of ye. Moon had risen high, and still they hadn't come. Began to fear some demon had snatched them. But finally they came forth, and we sets off towards the river. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a gale arose. Thought it'd tear my head off. And those damn birds, swarms of them coursing o'er the woods, raising a racket to make your ears bleed. Mrs. Anna screamed, bent over into herself. Tamara knelt down, gripped her arms. 'Twere then I saw it. Fiery marks on her hands.
I mean, it's super easy to stitch now. Like, you need to stitch that shit. That's good to know because I can just stitch all the
What marks?
These, well, like burned on with hot iron. On the palms, inside.
Burned? Like a cattle brand?
Aye, though these wasn't black scars scabbed over. They's hot and glowing, as if they burned with raw fire.
because that's part of it. It's like you gotta just your
Fine. What happened next?
Grew even darker. Seemed someone had put out the stars. Crickets all went silent of a sudden, and then, from the woods, a roar. Broke out in a cold sweat, and before I could catch my breath, a beast jumped out of the woods, big as a barn, with horns and 2 burning coals for eyes. I thought I was done for. Beast attacked Mrs. Anna's horse, ripped its head off, carried her off into the woods. Our horses, mine and Miss Tamara's, got spooked and tore off willy-nilly. 'Twere the only reason we escaped. The miss wanted to go back for her mother, but my wife pleaded, said she'd die out there alone. Miss Tamara agreed not to go.
Why help them at all? You risked a lot.
I'd a debt. Owed Miss Tamara. 3 moons passed, a fever gripped my boy. We thought he was done for. Tamara learnt it. Brought food and salves. We're poorer than dirt itself. She saved my boy. No 2 ways about it. Me, myself, I'd have never dared to help. But my missus told me a time of war and contempt's come. A time of folk gone wrong. We needs to repay good with good. Who stands by idly does evil as if.
Married a wise woman.
Crying shame we couldn't save Mrs. Anna in the end.
What marks?
They's, well, like burned on with hot iron. On the palms, inside.
Burned? Like a cattle brand?
Aye, though these wasn't black scars scabbed over. They's hot and glowing, as if they burned with raw fire.
It's like, hey, we just need to do something really stupid that this joke that we came up with in the office. And we have like $2,000 to go shoot it right now. Okay, sure, here you go. Cool, we're gonna go blow up trash cans in the alley.
I think that's all. It's gotta be all editing, though, right? Like a lot of it. It's like to get the weird shit. It's like you can't really do that much weird stuff on the camera, really. You just have to do like Steve rolling it, which isn't really that weird. It's just like awkward as fuck, you know.
Just like John Cirilli's master, bro. Like, Dewey Cox and the Harbaugh.
I watched this interview where he was just like, oh yeah, no, I executive produced this show. Steve was awesome, he's a great guy. And then they're like, wait, so you're not Steve Brule? Like, no, I can see a similarity. He's like, no, he is a doctor. I'm not a doctor.
Austin, do you like cocks?
Yeah.
And he just like pulled that bandana out and like threw it on the girl. Sweaty dick bandana. And just like threw it on this chick.
Who did that?
Fucking, it was John C. Reilly. He was doing that like
Dewey Cox, like
hard,
South by,
walk hard or
like
whatever.
show.
Oh, really?
Like a show.
Yeah, it was like
Dewey Cox.
they did like a special screening at the Joby before it closed, and like he showed up and was just like, "Hey, all you guys, thanks for coming out to the movie. I'm playing at Stubbs tonight, and you guys all got free tickets." And everybody's like,
That's funny.
so he played inside at fucking Stubbs, and it was fucking hilarious. He can actually play and like sing and shit. It was fucking rad.
That's funny.
But so like as he's getting sweaty, he's just like wiping himself down with like fucking bandanas that he just keeps pulling out from random places, and then just throwing them on girls and being like, "Austin, you love cocks, don't you?" And then Austin's like, "Yeah."
That's pretty funny.
Cocks. It was pretty fucking rad. That movie's
I need to rewatch it. It's so good. The Beatles scene's so good.
the fucking
Yeah.
what's his name? Tim Hardwick is fucking always like,
Oh yeah.
"Dude, you
yeah.
never buy the drugs. You don't want to try this, dude."
Tim Meadows, like
Tim Meadows, yeah.
No, it's non-habit formula.
Yeah, you don't want to
It's
try
like,
this.
well, it's probably expensive. It's like, no, it's cheap as shit. It's like, but I'll get a hangover. It's like, nah, absolutely not. I think I want to try.
I know you don't want none of this, dude.
None of this. Get out of here.
It's funny.
All right, man. I'm gonna go fucking work.
Even better.
The best PSA for fucking weed.
I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. They're like, no, do it, no.
No, don't do it, do it. What is all like weed scene?
Yeah.
Alright, bro.
Latest.
Later, homie.
4th of July.
See you, man.
Yeah. Just keep replaying the Bill Pullman speech in your head all day.
There's like this skit that's like been happening today. And it's basically making fun of like Huffington Post and Slate and all the people that would like react to that speech. And they're just like, President Pullman does understand that this is America. You know, it's like the Native American thing.
Have a good day.
Yeah, work with me.
Yeah.
Get that money.
Call him when you're back in town.
Yeah. Later.
What marks?
These. Well, like.
Burned? Like a...
Aye. Though these wasn't black scars scabbed over.
Fine.
Grew even darker. Seemed someone had put out the stars. Crickets all broke out in a cold sweat, and before I could catch my breath, I thought I was done for. Beast attacked Mrs. Anna's horse, ripped its head off. Our horses, mine and Miss Tamara's, got spooked and tore off. The miss wanted to go back for her mother, but my wife pleaded, said she'd die out there alone.
Why help them at all?
I'd a debt. Owed Miss Tamara. 3 moons passed, Tamara learnt it. Brought food and salves. We're poorer than dirt itself. She saved my boy, me, myself. I'd have never dared to help. But my missus told me a time of war and contempt's come, a time of folk gone wrong. We needs to repay good with good. Who stands by idly does evil as if.
Married a wise woman.
Crying shame we couldn't save Mrs. Anna.
Thanks for your help.
The lady. She'll be all right in the end, won't she?
I'll do what I can to see that she is. So here our paths diverge. Thank you, Dea. Go in peace.